Dear learners and students, welcome to 5th session of 7th week. The topic of this session is Democratization of Industry 4.0, Agriculture and Retail and Consumer Sector. In previous session, we have discussed how Industry 4.0 technologies are being used in sectors like healthcare and BFSI, banking and finance and insurance. Now, agenda for this session is how Industry 4.0 is being used or transforming sectors like agriculture and retail and consumer. These are the few use cases, very important use cases for agriculture. We call it Agriculture 4.0. How Industry 4.0 technologies are transforming agriculture. Precision decision, crop health and monitoring, early issue detection. Early issue detection is possible now with the help of precision decision we will be studying now. Irrigation scheduling and optimization, when irrigation has to be provided, what is the status of the crop, and how to optimize that yield so that if the irrigation is provided at the right time to the crop, then there is a good chances of optimized yield. Second, AI-driven intelligence, yield forecasting using historical and weather data. Yield depend upon the weather, but farmers are not having the full weather data. But system will capture weather data from observatories, which make available the weather data of the past as well as forecast. So based on that, there is a yield forecast. Like if there is a likely of having the rains, then the yield may be better. So farmers should know if the rains are not going to come, then farmers should take corrective action. They may have to do the manual irrigation. Pest and disease, what kind of pest are going to attack, so how to control them, what kind of nutrients, what kind of chemical has to be used, so that is also AI driven intelligence nowadays available. Robot led automation, this is also very important. There is a shortage of nowadays manpower in the agriculture. Educated young wants to go and work in the town side or in the cities. So farmers start facing the problem of manpower, skilled manpower. So now robots are going to help the farmer. The way robots are helping in the manufacturing industry and other industries, robot is going to help the farmer take up some of the work which manual labor was doing, like weeding and harvesting kind of work. Drone mission, very commonly used nowadays, a drone mission, monitoring and aerial mapping spray, high resolution real time field visibility. So with the help of drones, now farmers can monitor that what is the crop. If the fields are very big, very large, so that time it is very difficult to know that what is happening in the, especially in the tea gardens, what is happening, and sitting on the desk, you will know that what is right now the crop position, crop situation. And then with the help of drones also we can do collection of the data about the crop. Remote sensing, satellite and IoT senses crops monitoring, disease and pest control, remote. This is also possible. This is also being done regularly now with the help of drones. And satellite images also help. So satellite capture the images of the crop of certain zones in the country, and the study can be done with the help of computers. There may be prediction about that crop, what kind of crop is going to happen, so that corrective actions can be taken in time. I brought here one example which is based on a paper published by World Economic Forum. This is a landmark example of how the technologies are being used in the agriculture sector. the name of the project is the Sagu Bagu. This is a project which has been done in Telangana, in one of the town in the Telangana, with the help of collaboration between government agencies, World Economic Forum, and one of the startup companies. This experiment has been done. It's called PPP model, public-private partnership, public-private partnership, and World Economic Forum scientists are also helping in this. So you can see that. I will recommend that those who are interested to know the details about this experiment or this initiative, please download this paper from this website. So what all is being done? Public-private stakeholder identify data enablement. The important part which we keep insisting is the data enablement. Once you have a data, you can interpret the data, you can take certain decisions, you can decide your strategy. So data enablement was one of the key factor which was taken up in this project. So agricultural data ecosystem was developed, trusted farmer data was developed, and so based on once the agricultural data ecosystem was developed on the cloud, and they have created a trusted farmers. They have created a group of the farmers. They have created a group of the farmers who started providing data to this project. Whatever data this project was asking, that is a strategy there. So this is a very important step. In fact, the learning of this project give us the insight that about the data enablement in other projects also, in other area also. So what are the services, digital services which is being offered? E-commerce for direct farm to market linkage. This project provides that e-commerce facility so that farmers can directly market their product in the e-market, online. Real-time digital advisories via mobile. So once you have the caption data, the real-time advisories can be generated. What is the status of the crop? What kind of corrective actions are required? What is the likely price of the feed stock is going to happen? What or the finished product is going to happen? All these advisories are being fetched, and what kind of treatment has to be given. All these advice has been given in the local language, not the English, local language on the remote, as part of this project. Quality certificates. Also, this project issue a quality certificate of the produce, which has been which has come out from the crop, so that farmers can get a decent price in the market. So there are quite a few new thing has been done in this project. Is worth exploring this project. So what is all involved in the data in the agriculture 4.0? This slide nicely give those areas, those areas like how the AI is helping in the agriculture. This is a master slide, I will call it. You can see that AI is all around helping agriculture in intelligent crop planning. Smart farming is a very good slide. Anybody wants to know the application of AI in agriculture? So under smart farming, mechanization of the farms, the crop input optimization. All these things we have learned, we have seen in case of smart manufacturing. Now we are seeing the application of digital technologies, AI, to create or to build the farming as a smart farming. So smart farming as a service, some startup companies start coming now. They say that we will provide as a service on the cloud for the smart farming, so that your farm becomes smart. It start delivering better feed at the lower cost. So smart farm. Some of these examples or use cases I have given in these two blocks. You can go through the farms to the fork. The quality and traceability, warehousing, cold, all these things are also being governed by today with the help of AI. So you can go through this kind of application. A lot of details are available in the public domain about that. How AI is helping agriculture. This is another very important area called the precision farming. And here really IoT and AI is helping farmers or agriculture so that the farmers can take advantage of these technologies for the precision farming. They decide that this crop we should have this much produce. And based on their vision, based on their budget, the system, they feed the information into the system, and the system provide the guidelines, what kind of seed is to be used, what kind of fertilizer is to be used, what will be the schedule of the seeding and what irrigation, etc. So this is called the precision farming. This is possible only, and some platforms has come which called precision farming as a service. So those, because this is a difficult, this is a quite expensive exercise, so one need not to develop everything. This should be available as a service, and that is being offered by some of our service providers. I have the 2 case studies which I will show you at the later. So what kind of AI models are being developed? Yield forecasting, stress disease detection, higher yields. These are the models which has been developed. And farmers, some of the farmers, the important area which may be lacking is that the awareness about all these things, how to make use of these facilities. And the one thing to be noted that all these things are available in the local language. It's not like they have to learn the English. Though I am presenting in the English. So local language, thanks to which we have discussed in the 6th week of our lecture, that how local language translation, language processing is helping. NLP is one of the base technology for that, is helping agriculture sector to use the latest development in the technology. That is what is very important to be noted. So these are the 2 examples, total, the Cropin and Fazal. These are 2 examples. NESCOM has provided this case studies. I have the data. Yes, I'll just I think after this slide the data will come about these 2 case studies. Yeah, these are the 2 case studies which is worth noting how the precision farming is being used. Should be used. These are the 2 companies, Cropin and Fazal. These are the 2 companies who's providing these services for precision farming. Future ready AI based solutions. Any farmers who wants to make use of precision farming facilities, they can and these are not only 2 companies, there are many more companies has come in the market. They are all startup companies providing the farmers these facilities. Here in this slide I have shown that how machine learning is helping agriculture sector, pre-production, production, processing. So the way we use machine learning in smart manufacturing, I try to make this slide in the same format, that in pre-production soil analysis is to be done with the help of machine learning algorithm. Crop yield predictions can also be done with the help of data analytics, smart irrigation, which we have already discussed. So machine learning is also having very great role in the agriculture 4.0. This is a little more details about this case study of Fazal. You can go through that. 1 or 2 cases has been discussed over here. Like how the real-time farm data is being captured, how the AI-driven insights are being generated. So this platform is very useful for the farmers. Same way I have shown in a detail in this slide how the Cropin is being used. So this is the now summary of what we expect from digital technologies. Though again here I am taking the help of this paper which has been published by World Economic Forum, but it provides that in one glimpse that what all can be done with the help of industry 4.0 technologies. So if you like to go through that, earlier we were having fragmented data, we were having data was fragmented, scattered. There was no data available to take any cognizance or intelligence out of that, which is being achieved with the help of these kind of platforms. So future of technology in smart farming, in this slide I have tried to show that how the future of future technology in smart farming, little way ahead, and I am sure that in few years you will find that a revolution in our country. The way we finding revolution in the finance sector or healthcare sector, more and more farmers will be enrolled or onboarded to use these technologies in a seamless manner. So that is what one should try to capture. See the in the field tractor GPS guided sensor and drones which all we discussed. So I have tried to put in one slide how the technologies are going to change that agriculture sector, what kind of facilities, technology facilities, services are going to be made available. So this is some market focus slide which I have prepared, transforming technologies in agriculture market. already some government platforms are available. But now there is a transformation with the help of digital technologies. So you can see that precision farming, if we apply, it has the capability to improve the yield by 30%. Machine learning is having capability to improve the yield with the help of advisory AI, advisory by 50%. So this is some data which I have collected from the forums like World Economic Forum and Brain and Company. And then OSA. OSA is a research organization from where I have collected this data, and you are seeing over here. This slide shows that what was earlier situation before these technologies are being used, and now what is the situation when generative AI started being used by the farmers in the field. So today advisory module is there, decision speed has increased. Personalization, depending upon what kind of crop you want, what kind of produce you want, system is able to suggest that this kind of seeds will help you, this kind of minerals will help you, this kind of fertilizer will help you. So this is called personalization. So today with the help of technology, one can get a personalized recommendation with the help of generative AI technology. There is another very important area which students should know, that integration with our digital public infrastructure. The way integration has been done of the finance and retail, similar exercise is being done by some of the startup companies to make use of the data and the facilities available on the digital private network. So I thought I'll just bring this slide over here so that you are aware of this development. And already some of the companies startup companies has developed solutions. Why it is important that digital, suppose a farmers like to have a loan now. So if he is on this platform which is integrated, and this platform knows that what is the history of the farmers in the past last 5 years, what kind of how much land he is owning, what kind of production, crop production he has managed to do, and what kind of finance he is looking for. So that is now being captured on a platform which is connected with the DPI, because DPI, digital public infrastructure, is having facility to connect with the banks, with the fintech companies, so that they can farmers can access those facilities and get the benefit out of that. So that integration is also happening, though there is a growth is slow, but this is a good prospect of integration of agriculture services on digital public infrastructure, not running as silos. So this is a big picture, big bang picture, what is happening in agriculture. Very great prospects, very great scope of agriculture, using technology in agriculture, vast scope, because 50%, more than 50% of our population live in the villages, and they like to, they should be given the best benefit of this technology development. So this is where I thought I will just bring a combined and collaborative picture, which we all these points we already discussed, Just give you a glimpse of that, integrated and connect situation, or integrated benefit of technologies, for the agriculture sector. Now I am moving to the retail sector. How the retail sector and retail and consumer sector is taking advantage of Industry 4.0 technologies. So in a few slides we will discuss the developments of Industry 4.0 in the retail and consumer sector. So what are the challenges of retail? You can see on the left hand side, fragmented customer journey, poor demand visibility and forecasting, high inventory and inefficiencies, limited personalization at scale, margin pressures, and slow response to changing consumer behavior. Consumer behavior is a very important area. If with the help of technology we can improve the consumer behavior, if the company knows that what their consumers are feeling about their products and services, probably they can improve, they can take corrective action. So this is also very important area which is possible with the help of digital technologies. I will discuss about that. So retail opportunity is the unified view of the customer and demand, real time AI driven personalization happening. We will discuss this, predictive inventory. So you can predict the inventory that what kind of inventory this department store should have for the particular products. Unnecessarily we should not keep stocking the product when there is no demand in that. And so the product which is having in the large demand, suppose the winters are coming, so for winter oriented things, for winter there may be different kind of demands are coming. So if the system can predict that these out of these 100 products, these 15 products are required, has to be ordered in advance, so that the sales can be taken care of these products. So these are the very great possibilities. Similar kind of possibilities seem like omni-channel experience platform. This platform development is one of the biggest development, I will say, in the retail, like Big Basket, Swiggy, all these new platform which we see that ONDC platform which government of India is providing to the farmers as well as the retail customers as well as the kirana customers, so that they can take advantage of the e-marketing. If they go and put their product on platforms like Amazon and Flipkart, they are very expensive. They charge through their nose from 8% to 12% of their that margin is not there in most of the products. So, but the government of India has provided a platform called ONDC, which provide mostly the charges are not like that 1 or 2%, and provide the similar kind of facilities to market their product to the customers online way. So these are the new developments shift. And one of the important things which we keep pressing, or which is to be noted, is the connected data. The data has to be connected. So we should have the customer data, product data, their behavior, what kind of reaction, feedback, quality data, all that has to be captured in a centralized system. In this picture, I have shown that again how the technologies are helping the retail sector. There's AI, machine learning, generative AI are helping in the personalization, forecasting, automation. Like some of you must be using the lens card if you have experience of placing the order or selection of your this spectacles on the company called lens card. They have a system where you need not to visit their store. Online you can select that frame which you like and the price range you are looking for, and then once you finalize that, you can ask the lens card to show that or to deliver that product to your service that is returnable. In case still you don't like, they will take it back. So instead of wasting your time or spending time, and suppose the store is not available in your city, lens card is providing that facility of selection of store. This is purely based on AR, VR and augmented machine learning. These are the technologies which are being used commonly in the retail sector. So that one should students should know about all these things. In this slide, I have developed a ecosystem, how the ecosystem in retail are being developed with the help of technologies. These the technologies like omni-channel platforms which we find, and I have already said about that, how the omni-channel platforms are being used in retail. Omni-channel means that you have the facility to provide service both in physical as well as online or through chatbots kind of new channels which are emerging, which has emerged. So all 3 or 4 combined facilities are possible with the help of Industry 4.0 technologies. IoT and RFID. IoT is a very important technology for retail because retail has to know that suppose there is a warehouse, and in warehouse there are say 10,000 products has to be stored, or their location has to be known, their barcode has to be known. So with the help of IoT sensors which you spread out, which you are located in the warehouse, each and every bin, if you are using robots or you are using your smartphone, you can know the inventory of your product in each of the bin without counting that. As and when a product is being removed from the bin, the count will go down, and then this will be sensed by IoT device, and you can capture in your smartphone. So these are the developments which are very important. especially for the large businesses, they are using IoT in a very good manner. Computer vision we have studied, for the inspections, for the taking some corrective actions. Computer vision technologies are also being, and cloud is of course. So these are some of the examples, which you can study later on, how the Amazon is using, in retail these technologies, or Reliance in retail, or Alibaba is using. So this is again very matured, use of industry 4.0 technologies in retail sector. This is one sector which has taken the maximum advantage of industry 4.0 technology last 15 to 20 years. Since last 15 to 20 years, they are regularly updating their platforms, and they are one of the foremost, the new users, or they keep, providing this kind of benefit to their customers. What kind of data is required for this kind of applications? Customer and loyalty data, transaction data, inventory and supply chain data, product and pricing data, store and footfall data. So one has to know that, for making successful that digitalization and digital transformation in retail. Again, the core is lying in the data. How efficiently, how good, how big is our data, and how we are monetizing this data. So that is where the answer lies for the great benefit of these technologies for the retail. And these are some of the companies who have understood, and they are taking the best advantage of data of the customers. Whatever I wrote over all this data, they are trying to capture in a real time basis. How it help, higher conversion, lower stock outs, and faster decision and better margins. So these are the benefits digital technologies, industry 4.0 technologies are providing to retail. I hope you will try to take advantage of the information which I am sharing. You should try to visit these slides at least 1 or 2 times, so that you know that what is going to happen. These are all the facts which I am showing over here is based on the studies, as well as my own assessment and observation, how these technologies are being used in retail and other sectors. Traditional retail was like this, and then this is today's retail platform centric. Very important. Today retail has moved largely on the platform. You need not to visit the stores. Most of the things are available online, but still one cannot rule out the stores, because there you see the actual thing. So it is not a correct thing to say that stores will be closed down. I think both things will continue, store as well as the online platforms. Automated smart stores, like Amazon is having smart stores, you will not find any manual handling over there. Most of the work is being done with the help of robots. All these points, data driven AI smart stores. So if somebody wants to know what are the great things which is possible in case of industry 4.0, and what is the difference from the traditionals to the latest, you have to work at least in these 2 big areas: data driven application ecosystems and AI powered smart stores. So this is the one opportunity, and students can also opt some of their projects in these 2 areas. You like to do some your projects, you can take up these one or two these areas. So I have shown over here that merchandising is also one of the big area of the retail. How technology is being used to make the merchandising, as a proactive. As you know that the way we present to the customer, and the way we select the designs, this is the key task of the merchandising. Here again the technology play a very important role. Philips, the Procter & Gamble is having a software which, with the help of that software, depending upon the location, town size and kind of demography and kind of income groups are living, the software design their stores. So Procter & Gamble is having thousands of products, but in this store, depending upon the income group and what kind of consumption pattern is there, on the software, the store is being designed so that what kind of product, there is a scope of what kind of product selling in this store. Suppose there is a store in village and there is store in city. Both will have the two different requirement of the products, which with the citizens or the customers would like to buy in both of these stores. So that is being there. Also selection of the products, how it is to be put on the racks. All this thing is being also designed with the help of technologies. So that is called the merchandising, retail merchandising. So I have also provided you some more use cases, how AI is being used in consumer industry. Tata 1mg and Big Basket, how they are using Reliance Retail, Amazon Fresh. So you can make a note of this and you can learn how the technologies are being used, how the technologies are being used, like AI is being used in case of, in the domain of consumer industry. So one important thing is that the personalized recommendation, which was not possible earlier, that what kind of product, when you go on search on the Amazon and somebody else go and search on the Amazon, you may find two different set of outputs. So depending upon your past purchases and depending upon your what Amazon knows about you, they will try to put first selection list based on your taste. It's called personalized recommendation. And then further you can improve your selection search criteria or selection criteria. But first time you will get your personalized recommendation. This person will have the possibility of selecting these kind of products. Dynamic pricing is very common. We have seen in case of Uber and Ola, as the traffic goes up, the prices goes up. That is possible with here. Again, AI algorithms are being used to decide the dynamic pricing. So this is what I wanted to show you, and this is again what is called that one in all kind of picture, which is give us that how the customer distillation to intelligent. We are used to have distillation. We just distillize that. Now how the intelligent is being now brought in the consumer sectors. How we are making the consumer sector more on customer centric. So this is also is one of the advantage, or I will say the outcome of Industry 4.0 technologies. So friends, we have come to the end of today's this session. And I hope that you would have got a glimpse, or you have got a 360-degree picture of these two sectors, how they are taking advantage of digital technologies. And there is a lot of scope, especially in field of agriculture, where technologies can be further deployed for helping the farmers to getting better produce and a better utilization of our crop fields. Thank you very much.